So it says the Stern Show lost its essential essence and its grit. It will never be what it was again. How does it feel to be part of the show during the golden era?
Yeah.
It was fucking amazing. I knew what was going on. I knew it was like once in a lifetime being a part of history. That's why I didn't really care to not get paid, because I knew it was I was having the time of my life. I knew where I was working and what was going on, and why complain? I wanted to stay there. So was it wrong for them to not pay me? Hell yeah, it was. I probably should have sued them, but I always wanted to keep that bridge open, which is not open, which makes me mad that I should have sued them. I should have sued Spike Lee, and Howard told me not to, and I still have an uncle that's mad at me about it. You know that story, right?
Yeah.
So for those that don't remember or don't know, I went out with Stuttering John one night to interview Spike Lee. It was Christmas time, right off of 6th Avenue and like 8th Street. There was a Barnes & Noble on the corner. So it's Christmas time. It's probably like around 6 and 7. The streets are full of everybody. That everybody's in a festive mood. And Spike Lee had a book out, and he's signing it. So me and John are waiting online like everybody else. I had a trench coat with the Marantz in it. With the Marantz is like the tape recorder, but it's a fancy one. And the cord went out of out there and up the back of John's jacket, down his arm, and where he had the microphone. So we get up there, and I press record, and John goes to Spike Lee, you mind if I ask a question for WXRK? And Spike Lee goes, okay, what? He goes, why do you hate the Jews so much? And Spike goes, man, get the fuck out of here. And what we learned the next day, what you could hear on the tape is Spike go, he went to two of his fucking giant minions, go get that fucking tape. So now me and John, his girlfriend was in the car waiting, and he had a 5.0 Mustang. So I was getting in the back, and then as John was about to close the door, like a 6'5" tall black guy puts his foot in the door and like ranks open the door. And John goes, what the fuck? He goes, yo, give me that tape, motherfucker. John's a tough son of a bitch. We'll talk about this on Wednesday with John and get his perspective on it. And he goes, I knew what was going on right away because I saw there was another giant black bodyguard. Of course, it's Spike Lee. I don't even have to say they're black. Like he's going to hire a white bodyguard. So I see the guy standing there, and they're trying to pull. So John pushes the door open. So now I was like, get me out, let me out. So I get out from behind, and I'm on the other side of the car. He goes, you know what? You're not getting anything. Grillo, run. And he throws the tape, and it was like slow motion. It was like, and they caught the tape. And now I start running down 8th Street during Christmas, and I'm dodging in and out of the crowd. And I got a nice lead. And I turn around to look and see how long the lead is. And I go, oh, I got them beat. And as I said that, I turned around and I bumped into somebody. And I fall on the floor. Oh, now, in the interim, I get back up, and I'm trying to get that speed up. And just as I'm getting the speed up, boom, right in the back of the head. I go flying because I had my leather MC on, and I had it zipped all the way up. I go flying on my stomach. So at this point, I know what's going to happen. I said in my head, I'm going to make as much noise as possible so everybody is going to stop and gather into a crowd. So now I have 50 eyewitnesses to what's going to happen.
That's a good plan.
So one of the gates was down in front of a store. So I tucked the tape all the way underneath, like it was almost up to my chin. And I start throwing myself against the gate going, somebody call the fucking police. And these guys come over, and they're trying to pull it out. And they're huge. They're trying to pull the tape out. I would not give it up. I was balled up, just banging my head against the gate. Call the police. And they're punching me in the ribs. Bam, 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 bam. I did not give it up. And then finally, the fucking, the one guy goes, now the crowd, it worked. Like 50 people stopped, and they're all like, hey, get off of him. And the one guy goes, he robbed us. And I was like, what? A little white boy robbed you? Yeah, like, are you kidding me? So finally, John shows up with the police. And suddenly, I got muscles like this. I was like, fuck you. You didn't get shit. Go eat a bowl of dicks, motherfucker. You didn't get nothing. And now they're beat red in the face. You can see it. Even though they were black, then you can see how mad they were. And the one cop turns around. He goes like this. He goes, yo, why don't you take a fucking hike? Because I'm not going to be able to hold these two guys back. So I fucking ran around the corner, and then, like a good soldier, I did not give up the fucking my fucking prize. And I went to the police department. I filed a report. They sided with me. I went to the doctor the next day. I had bruises on my ribs. I had a lump on the back of my head. Both my knees were scraped up. My forearm was scraped up. And then on top of the fact that the next morning when Howard played it, you heard Spike go get that fucking tape. So now once we had all that on the air, I was getting phone calls, lawyers chomping at the bit. Steve, let me represent you. Let me represent you. Oh, yo, you'll get $20 million. We'll sue that motherfucker. And the next day, while I was walking Howard up in the elevator, I go, Howard, I said, I got the police report. I got the doctor's report. I got Spike Lee sat down and go get that tape. I got 5 lawyers that want to help me. I'm going to sue Spike. And he turns to me and goes, don't. Please don't. I don't need that. If you're going to cause problems to me, it's going to be bad.
That's fucked up.
And I went, okay. And I didn't sue Spike Lee. Yeah, and I have an uncle, I had an uncle to this day goes, why the fuck you didn't sue that motherfucker? And that fucking guy, you should have never listened to him. Never, you would have been a fucking millionaire. And I was like,
well, maybe you still can.
I'm trying. Grillos AftershockXL. Wow, you made it this far. Awesome. Well, if you made it this far, maybe you want to go a little further. There'll be a little video thing somewhere around here, I think. I don't know. You can watch another video and you can subscribe. Another button. Just click and have fun. Click and play with yourself. Well, yeah, go ahead. You can do both.